I still remember one particular live trading session. Kid. The kind that sticks with you not because of the money made or lost, but because of how brutally honest it forces you to be with yourself, the kind where the market doesn't just test your strategy, it tests your soul. You think you know yourself until you sit there with real money on the line, your plan written clearly in front of you, and the market doing everything in its power to tempt you away from it. That morning the room was quiet, the kind of quiet that feels heavy, like even the air knew something was about to happen. The screens glowed with that cold blue light, the pre-market candles moving slowly, stretching, tightening, like the market was waking up and deciding what kind of mood it'd be in. I had my plan set the night before, entries, exits, risk defined to the dollar. I'd gone through my routine, like a soldier, cleaning his weapon, slowly, carefully, checking every detail. It was a simple plan, not glamorous, not heroic, just sturdy. And sturdy is what keeps you alive in this game. When the bell rang, the world snapped into motion. Price exploded upward right out of the gate. A fast, aggressive move that would have excited the younger version of me, the version that loved impulse and adrenaline. But I wasn't that kid anymore. The plan told me to wait for a pullback, to stay calm, to let the market finish its little emotional outburst before stepping in. And as the candles shot higher, my pulse did too. That's the thing people don't understand. Discipline doesn't kill emotion. Discipline forces you to sit with emotion without obeying it. My setup required patience. But patience in live trading feels like holding your breath underwater while everyone else around you is shouting about opportunity. The pullback finally came, sharp and clean, exactly where my plan said it would. I placed the order, it filled, and just like that, I was in the arena with real skin in the game. Price moved in my favor immediately, small but steady, and for a moment everything felt right. The kind of right that tricks traders into thinking the hard part is over, but the hard part was just beginning. The market stalled, started drifting sideways. Not down, not up, just drifting, the kind of movement that fills your mind with doubt, because it gives your imagination room to play its dangerous games. My plan said to hold. My fear said to take the small gain. My greed said to add more size. 3 voices, 1 trader, 1 plan. That's the battle. That's always been the battle. As the minutes dragged on, my thoughts grew louder. Take it now before it reverses. Add more, it's clearly holding. Exit early, you can always re-enter. But none of those thoughts came from the plan. They came from the part of me that still remembered every past loss, every time I hesitated, every stupid decision I'd ever made in the heat of a live session. So I did the hardest thing a trader can do. I did nothing. I stayed still. I let the plan lead instead of the emotion. And then it happened. Price dipped. Not a catastrophe, not a crash, just a dip big enough to poke at the wound every trader hides, the wound that whispers, "See? You should have taken the profit." My chest tightened. My heart rate spiked. My finger hovered near the sell button like it had a mind of its own. But the plan said the stop loss was still safe. The plan said the structure was intact. The plan said to hold. And holding during a dip is where you learn who you really are. Then, without warning, the market snapped back. A clean, violent move upward. My position surged past my initial profit target so quickly it felt unreal, like watching a dam break. The plan told me to take partial profit at that level, so I executed immediately, not because I wanted to, but because the plan told me to. And the moment I took partial profit, greed arrived like an old friend I never wanted to see again. "Let the rest run forever," it said. You're in control now. But control is the first illusion the market hands you before ripping it away. I tightened my stop on the remainder, exactly as the plan required. Price pushed higher, hesitated, then rolled over and hit my stop to the tick, taking me out of the trade cleanly. No panic, no chaos, no regret. When I looked at the final result, it wasn't a huge win. It wasn't the kind you brag about. But it was a perfect execution, a rare one. A disciplined one. And that kind of win, kid, always feels bigger than the number suggests. I sat back in my chair afterward, letting the adrenaline settle, feeling the edges of the moment soften. And that's when I understood something most traders take years to learn. Following your plan in a live session isn't about being right, it's about being consistent. It's about proving to yourself that you can be trusted with your own rules. Because if you can't follow your plan when the market moves against you or dangles temptation in front of you, then you don't have a strategy, you have a fantasy. That session stayed with me not because of what I made, but because of what I kept: my discipline, my clarity, my promise to myself. And as I shut down the screens and stepped away from the desk, I realized that a live trading session isn't a test of the market's behavior at all. It's a mirror, kid. A mirror that doesn't care about your excuses, your intentions, or the stories you tell yourself when things go wrong. A live session reflects the truth of who you are in that exact moment. Your discipline, your fear, your patience, your greed. And the market uses every tick, every pause, every spike to ask you the same question over and over again. Will you follow your plan, or will you follow your impulses? Most people don't realize that the market isn't trying to beat them. It's trying to expose them. And on that day, as I watched my trade unfold exactly according to the roadmap I'd drawn the night before, I felt something shift inside me. Something subtle but permanent. The understanding that a plan is only as strong as the man who can execute it under pressure. Because pressure is the true enemy, not volatility, not drawdowns, not the news cycle. It's the moment when your brain starts whispering alternatives, shortcuts, temptations, escape routes. Pressure turns a solid plan into a fragile suggestion. Pressure exposes every crack in your confidence. And pressure is the one thing a backtest can never prepare you for. That's why live trading reveals truths that no amount of chart study can replicate. I've seen traders with flawless systems crumble the moment real money hits the line. I've seen brilliant analysts fall apart because they couldn't handle a 1-minute pullback against their position. I've seen smart men turn into gamblers because the market moved faster than their emotions could process. And every time, it came down to the same problem: they didn't follow their plan. So what made that session different for me? Simple. I'd finally accepted that a plan isn't a suggestion, it's a contract. And the moment you violate that contract, whether out of fear or greed, you stop being a trader and start being a liability to your own account. The rest of that day played out like most trading days do: noise, movement, sudden shifts, endless temptation. But I didn't take another trade. Not because there weren't opportunities, but because none of them matched the plan I'd created before the session started. And that's another truth you learn too late. Discipline isn't doing more. Discipline is knowing when to stop. The younger version of me would have kept going, chasing anything that moved, trying to squeeze the market like it was some kind of lemon that owed me juice. But the older version of me, the one forged through losses, blown accounts, sleepless nights, and enough hard lessons to fill a library, knew better. One good trade, executed perfectly, is worth more than 10 sloppy ones fueled by adrenaline and hubris. So I ended the session with one clean trade and a clear mind. And when I closed the platform and walked away, something rare happened. I felt proud. Not proud of the profit, proud of the discipline, proud of the restraint, proud of keeping my word to myself. Because at the end of the day, kid, that's what this game truly asks of you. Can you honor your plan when the entire market is pulling you toward everything but the plan? Can you stay calm when the chart spins like a storm? Can you stay patient when the move comes slowly? Can you stay committed when fear whispers one thing and greed whispers another? And most importantly, can you look yourself in the eye after the session ends and say, I traded with integrity today? That live session taught me that following my plan wasn't just a trading skill, it was a character skill, the kind of skill that makes or breaks a career, the kind that slowly transforms a reckless kid into a seasoned trader, the kind that sticks with you long after the profits are spent and the losses are forgotten. And if you ever want to survive in this world, truly survive, you'll learn that the market doesn't reward the smartest trader, or the fastest trader, or the bravest trader. It rewards the trader who can sit in the middle of chaos and still say, "I will follow my plan," even when every part of him is screaming to do anything but that. And that, kid, is when you finally begin to understand what a live trading session is really about. It's never the market you're trying to control. It's